What's up guys, Specstar here today with my draft recap for the TTM Summer Showdown Tournament. 256 people walk in, one walks out the champion, and this is the team I have just drafted for the tournament. The way the tournament works, you have 8 Pokemon, 95 points, and this is the team I assembled. You get one Z user. That's relevant as we talk here about Tapu Koko, which is my one Z user, and I spent 18 points on it. Now, I had the first pick in this draft, and logically, the best Pokemon that they allowed was Celesteela. Now, the issue was, I feel like I've used Celesteela 100 times in the past few months, so I wasn't really down to grab Celesteela for the 100th time. I instead went to grab a Pokemon that I have not used before, and that is Tapu Koko. Now, I think most of you guys know what Tapu Koko does. Gets up Electric Surge, it's a fast motherfucker. Gets in, gets out, claims lives, and sets up that terrain. Now, speaking of that terrain, the next Pokemon I went and grabbed for 12 points is Hawlucha. And that's a no-brainer. I don't think I'm going to be getting too much questions about why I took this one. What it does, has this ability called Unburden, which gives it 2 times speed once it uses an item. So it will use up this Electric Seed, get a boost in its defense and a 2 times boost in its speed when it enters in the electric terrain, and it becomes one hell of a threat as a sweeper with sword stance, boosted acros, and high jump kicks. I'm sure most of you guys know what this thing does, though. No brainer for me to pair this with Tapu Koko. Great offensive synergy aside from just the seed thing. Their types go well together and all that stylistically. My next pick here is I went and I took Skarmory. And the reason I took Skarmory is because for Tapu Koko it takes on grounds and it takes on poisons. For Hawlucha it sets up spikes, which is great, also gets up rocks, clears hazards, phases, all that fun stuff. And it's just good for me to help wear my team down for Koko and also let me play more aggressively with Koko, knowing I have a reliable answer to all the things that force it out. Next up, I went and I took Crocodile, and my team was pretty electric weak, and I even gave the terrain to boost it. So Crocodile comes in and munches on electric hits. It also sets up it also gets pursuits for Hawlucha, which is very valuable. And it gets pursuits for my next Pokemon here, which is Mega Medicham. Crocodile and Mega Medicham go together great. Always nice to get rid of those psychics, get rid of those ghosts for Medicham. Let me click high jump kick freely, claim lives. And that's the goal there. You guys know what this Pokemon does, has an insane amount of power. Base 100 attack, gets up to frickin' 656 adamant. And my next pick here is Amoonguss, and if you guys watch my channel, you know all about this Pokemon. I use this Pokemon a lot. It consistently does work for me. With Regenerator, it sponges hits. It's another option for me to help take on electrics. It's my first real decent answer to water aside from Koko, which does not come in on them. And it's just a Pokemon I love to use. Now, unfortunately, Spore is going to get cucked by my electric terrain, but that is what this move, Stun Spore, is here for. Amoonguss can do a lot of things aside from just putting shit night-night, although I'll admit that's definitely one of its best perks. So, it does take that hit, but still a Pokemon I love, and for 10 points I thought it was still pretty damn good value. The Pokemon's done a lot of work for me in the past, and I don't think it's going to stop here. Now, after Amoonguss, my next pick becomes a little bit more obvious, and that is Slowking, which just pairs incredibly well with Amoonguss. A Regenerator core, both get hit, regenerate, and they have great type synergy together. A lot of the answers to Slowking, grass types, electric types. They don't really take on Amoonguss, and a lot of things that beat Amoonguss, psychic types, ice types, etc. They don't really take on Slowking. So that's just a great defensive core for me to pair with Skarmory to make sure I can take hits against a lot of different varieties of teams. And 8 Mon, you can't really get too much bulk, you can't really stack too many different walls, so I just got a 2 that core real well together and take on whatever the hell I could face. And hopefully with Skarmory they can give me some great defensive options. And this left me with 2 points where I won and I took Swoobat. And this is always going to be a fan favorite. And what this Pokemon does, Electric Seed, will give this Pokemon a 2 times boost with Simple. Then I can throw on Calm Mind, get a 2 times boost on my special defense. And then use Stored Power, which now has a ton of power. What does it have, 140? After the defense boost and then the Calm Mind. Yeah, I think it's 140 after 1 Calm Mind, so this Pokemon is pretty powerful. It also has a pretty decent speed tier, getting up to 359, helps with my speed tiers. And for 2 points, it's just a useful gimmick Pokemon that can take advantage of my electric terrain. So that's my team here. I got Koko, Hawlucha, Skarmory, Crocodile, Medicham, Mega, Amoonguss, Slowking, and Swoobat. And I'm not sure how long it'll take until I start uploading battles. There are still pools that are on like the first round, which is nuts even though I'm already done. And this is the team I've got. I think it's a pretty decent team, although Halu does not think so. But that guy's a bozo, so what are you gonna do about that? So I hope to do pretty well with this team. In not too long, I'll have my pools uploaded for this. And that's going to be it for this video. Comment down below how well you think the team's going to do. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.